Okay, so you're looking at a Reverb amp from a Leslie 122. Actually, it's a 222 model, which is the decorator cabinet finish, but it's the identical amp to the 122 RV, which is the Reverb version of the standard Leslie. And here's the Reverb tank. And on the scope here, we're running a signal through the amp. The amp is on right now. You can see it has some beefed up EL84 tubes, a 12AU7 driver tube, and a regulator tube. That's the one that's glowing there. Now this has these limiter bulbs in it, and originally I thought that's what was the issue. Let's see if I can focus in on those. But the bulbs turn to work out fine. They're just standard number 19 GE bulbs you might find at a pinball machine. And also Leslie used some transistors on this. Here are the transistors. They tested fine with a diode test, so that wasn't the issue. And then I thought it was maybe the Reverb tank. This is a Gibbs Reverb tank, which was the original company that Hammond started just to build their Reverb tanks, which later became Accutronics, and then now is owned by Belton, and they're manufactured in Korea. But they were made in Wisconsin back in the 60s when this one was made. So what I ended up doing, there's a coupling cap that, if I can get in here and see, you can see it. There it is right there. And that's the new one. The old one is sitting right here. It was an Illinois cap. Uh, 10 UF 12 volt, so a pretty small coupling cap, but it was an electrolytic, so I had to put another one in, being that it's 40 years old. And so with the signals now running, the amp is working. And the cool thing about this, because it's a reverb channel, it looks like the scope is fine until I tap the reverb. If I just tap it with my finger here, you can see it start to bounce in time with the tapping. And the cool thing is, if I change the frequency and sweep it, especially if I do it quickly, you can see the waveform freaks out, which is caused by the reverb tank changing with the frequency. And you can, if we had a speaker on this, you'd hear the reverberation. So this is going back in the amp, and probably work for the first time in 20 years.